Like geddytrey on stuff, whooshy gives a proper reaction.
And now for something completely different.
Okay, come on, gang, let's go. Vannda, Metta. I know. Now, this would have been the perfect opportunity to have a feature for Metta. Metta featuring Metta. That would have been great. Maybe it wasn't the right fit. I don't know. I don't even know if he means meta as in like.
ដោយវាស្នាបានចាយខ្ញុំកើតជាកូនខ្មែរបដិញ្ញាថែរក្សាថាដឹងគុណពុកម៉ែមានមេត្តាករណាផ្ការយទៅជាផ្លែសុព្រះពុទ្ធសាសនារិះសាយដោយដួងខែ
Okay.
ចាយខ្ញុំកើតជាកូនខ្មែរបដិញ្ញាថែរក្សាថាដឹងគុណពុកម៉ែមានមេត្តាករណាផ្ការយទៅជាផ្លែសុព្រះពុទ្ធសាសនារិះសាយដោយដួងខែដោយវាសនាបានចាយខ្ញុំកើតជាកូនខ្មែរបដិញ្ញាថែរក្សាថាដឹងគុណពុកម៉ែមានមេត្តាករណាផ្ការយទៅជាផ្លែសុព្រះពុទ្ធសាសនារិះសាយដោយដួងខែមានកម្លាំងធម្មពលដែលដុះពីខាងក្នុងអវាទរបស់ទ្រង់ស្ដាប់ហើយឲ្យខ្ញុំស្លងទីជើងដែលខ្ញុំផងដែលរៀបនឹងលេចលងកូនសន្ថ្វាយបង្គំព្រះពុទ្ធជាម្ចាស់ សូមអ្នកមកសកាលើកហាថាអនសេរស័យជំរះជាដាអក្រក់ក៏ខ្វក់ទៅអវជ័យសូមព្រះធម៌បំភ្លឺផ្លូវដែលត្រូវនៅថ្ងៃថ្មីប្រដូចនឹងតងជ័យមិនឈប់ពន់រាំងសីព្រះសង្ឃព្រះអង្គបង្រៀនឲ្យចេះផ្សាយមេត្តារៀនចែកទានមានសេចក្តីជ្រះថ្លាប្រចិត្តឲ្យស្មោះសរលំអដោយករណារមាននៅក្នុងខ្លួនសិលសមាធិបញ្ញាបុគ្គលអ្នកមានសិលមានឋានៈពីរប្រការមួយមនុស្សមួយទៀតជាទេវតាបើជាមនុស្សហើយមានសិលត្រូវរក្សាបុណ្យកុសលដែលអ្នកសាងនាំឲ្យកើតជាទេវតា មិនថាទីនេះច្រើនមានបុណ្យយើងត្រូវសន្សំពូនថ្ងៃទៅជាភ្នំមកបាត់ចិត្តត្រូវបាក់ឲ្យធំបាបឲ្យផលជាទុកបុណ្យកុសលឲ្យផលជាសុខជំរះជាអ្នកឲ្យស្អាតនេះពៀនជាសុខដល់លើលោក បានចាយខ្ញុំកើតជាកូនខ្មែរបដិញ្ញាថែរក្សាថាដឹងគុណពុកម៉ែមានមេត្តាករណាផ្ការយទៅជាផ្លែសុព្រះពុទ្ធសាសនារិះសាយដោយដួងខែដោយវាសនាបានចាយខ្ញុំកើតជាកូនខ្មែរបដិញ្ញាថែរក្សាថាដឹងគុណពុកម៉ែមានមេត្តាករណាផ្ការយទៅជាផ្លែសុព្រះពុទ្ធសាសនា
That's fire. With compassion and mercy, even fallen blossoms can bear fruit. So, from what I take from that, that's Vannda saying, I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but if you can be compassionate enough and merciful enough, then you can still watch me bear fruit. You know, if you treat me as poison, then that's all I'm gonna become. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, you know. If you're told something over and over and over and over and over again, you're gonna end up believing it. You know, so he's asking for compassion. He's asking for mercy from anybody that he's ever done wrong, or for anybody who thinks wrong of him. You know, show me some compassion, show me some mercy, and I can show you the fruit that I can bear. Because it seems like what he wants to do is to spread the word of Buddha the world over. And I feel like as he grows older, that's going to be a message that will outlive many of the messages that he's given in songs like, you know, Smoke Up, or I don't know, like Daddy Da. Songs like that are very good for its time, but stuff like Time to Rise, Golden Land, even like a Catch Me If You Can, those things are going to transcend the time that it was made within, you know. I feel like this album could be one of them. Trey V Side 1 and 2, maybe not, but Trey V Side 3 so far could transcend what the time that it's meant for. Very good. I mean, it's almost ironic because he said why dwell on a future that isn't here yet, and yet here, the whole of this third album feels like he's planning for the future, what sort of artistic direction he's going to be going in, which completely goes against what he said about not worrying about the future. It feels like maybe he answered his own question there. Like, maybe don't worry about the future. My granddad always used to tell me something. He said, it's better to be... Wait, what was it he used to say? Wait. That's the one. Prepare for the worst, but keep wishing that the best will happen, you know? So make sure that you're prepared for bad things to happen in the future. This is what he said in regards to the future. Be prepared for bad stuff to happen, but don't expect it to, you know? Still pray for the best outcome possible, but just prepare for that not to be the case so that you don't become delusional, you know? And it seems like Vanda's sort of giving himself that mantra as well. He's putting the future first. From this track, anyway.
The Sasana reside on Dunkai. Do you snap and check some cat chico?
Is it just this for the rest of it?
Teresa, Tungabomani, Agarana, Caro, did you apply to the Sasana reside on Dunkai?
Yeah. That sounds fire sped up, Rev. Oi! That sounded fire sped up. Really like the instrumentation used. The whole flow of this was nice, but the message behind it is even better. I feel like with every one of these, it's kind of personal without being too personal, because pardon me, in Skull 1 he was very, very, very personal, and I don't believe that you can get more personal than that. Whereas now he's kind of learnt to be personal, but be as vague as possible, you know? Not to lead on too much about himself or his life, but sort of give us a small insight as to what he's going through, you know? I feel like a lot of great artists, they, you know, that's what they do. They put a little bit of personality in there, but not all of it. Because if they put all of it, that's basically them writing a diary, you know? One could argue that you should be putting your most upfront and forward self into your music and be as personable as possible. But, you know, once you get into these positions where you're working with brands like Coca-Cola or ABA, you've kind of got to be a little bit more careful about the personal things that you delve into, you know? For instance, if Vannda was struggling with, you know, cocaine addiction or something, if he were to mention that would mess up his brand, so he couldn't be too personable. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Which, you know, there's an argument there that's ruining music, but, you know, musicians have got to make money somehow, I guess. But then again, it shouldn't all be about the money. I don't know, man. Hi gang, Vannda, good old days. Without further ado, English subbies. Let's go! The good old days. Why is this sad then? Good. It's in the title. Good. This beat better pick up. This sounds bare depressing.
Con trong cây nơi lơ plờ Mama
Nice.
Con lên trong thông tiết hài Mama Mama, take me back to the good old days. Mama I can't see your face. Ooh.ទឹកមុខកូនលែងដូចមុនទៀតហើយរស់នៅឆ្ងាយពីគ្រួសារមិនស្រួលទេមកអើយកូនចង់ក្លាយជាកូនក្មេងរបស់ម៉ាក់ម្ដងទៀតអូអូMama, take me back to the good old days. Take me back. Ooh, Mama, I can't see your face. Ooh. ចេញពីអ្នកម្ដាយកូនមកធ្វើការសំព្រេចម្នាក់ឯងដូចជាជនអនាថានឹកបងនឹកក្មួយនឹកគ្រួសារនឹកមកហូបដែលម៉ាក់ធ្វើបើចេញពីសាលាពីតូចចង់ឆាប់ធំឥឡូវចង់ខ្លាចជាក្មេងវិញបើសិនជាបកក្រោយតើគូធ្វើយ៉ាងម៉េចវិញធុញនឹងរត់តាមក្តីស្រមៃតែកូននៅតែមានអ្នកក៏ព្រោះតែក្រពះឬមួយក៏យ៉ាងណាវិញ
Thank fucking God that's over. Lovely song. I can't believe that that Vannda put that sort of emotion into a ballad. I mean, let's call it what it is. That's a ballad. There's real like pain in I asked him about his mum. And he got really emotional talking about it, and it was so nice to hear him talk about his mother like that I didn't. He asked me about mine, and I kind of like breezed past the conversation because I don't know mine. I haven't seen mine for since I was about, I don't know, like 30, very, very young. And my mum was horrible. She was a horrible, horrible person. And so was my dad. So I can't, when people share stories about their parents and it's really nice, I can't relate. I can't say anything. My partner said the other day, like, seeing our kids, it makes her sad because at some point I would have been like a sweet little boy. Do you know what I mean? Mad. Whenever I hear songs like this, it just, I don't know. It makes me wish that I had family who I could talk about like this, or I could have these sorts of things to say. I don't know. It just makes me feel weird. So songs like this, as nice as they are, as a song, beautiful, lovely, such a nice track, and I'm sure it means so much to him too. And like I say, when I asked him about his mum, he got emotional and he told me things that he hasn't told anybody before, which is again why I can't really say them again. It's not things that I think he would want out there, you know. So out of respect for him, I won't divulge, but I know how much his family mean to him. So this song would have meant so much, and I'm sure it means so much to so many others too, whose mother does mean that much to them. Me personally, though, I just can't relate, and I wish that I could. I wish that I could, sometimes more than anything. But I can't relate, never going to be able to relate. So, all in all, a good song. Good Old Days was very misleading. I thought it was going to be like a Follow My Dance, like Laura Mann Part 2, you know? I thought it was going to be a bop, but instead, depression. Thanks very much for that, VD. I'm going to go crawl in a hole and try and finish the rest of this album.